So I just say, okay, part 3. Listen, you've been around. We know government always goes around. They want money, especially they'll love to destroy the union. Don't have to pay the benefit and all that. But the Finance Minister, Blaine Higgs, I was at a meeting with him at the Centennial Building. And I was there for 3 long hours. And my ADHD really, it was terrible. I mean, just terrible.
3 hours is a long time.
Oh
for
my
Charles.
God. And he listened and commented on every speaker. He doesn't have ADHD. And the meeting went on for about 3.5 hours. And that night, he went to do the same thing. Where is it? The 4th Street complex. And he asked me, "Are you going?" I said, "Are you crazy? 3.5 hours to listen to this?" I got, no. It even scares me. So, he's different.
Yeah.
He's a good listener.
Yeah, he's. I believe he's very genuine.
Yeah.
I think he's in politics for the right reasons, or at least that's what he's been saying, and I'm tending to believe that of him. One thing that is very different about him, he's got an incredible degree of common sense. He's practical. He's got some tough decisions to make, and we're not always going to agree, and no one's always going to agree all the time with the finance minister. I dare say there'll be members of his own cabinet that won't agree with him.
Oh, I know.
But I think what's refreshing is the common sense approach that he's taking to this. And New Brunswickers should recognize that as being different. There's a genuine nature. Tough decisions have to be made, and he's listening. That's been my experience. Your experience, Charles, has been my experience as well with him.
Yeah, it's at first I didn't really know him, and all I know, he worked for Irving, and he ran for the leadership of the Core Party.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, he ran for leadership. So right off the bat, I said, okay, what's going on here? But that was an era where the Conservative Party was dead. Because McKenna just won 58 seats.
Yeah,
So,
he won them all. He won them all.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So, but
a black mark on our democracy.
Yeah, 58. Oh my God, the good old days, or the bad old days. So I thought at first, okay, Irving and Core, but then once I watch him in action, that don't bother me. He looks very, very sincere.
I think he is his own man. I think and I think he's got a big job, but I think he's more than capable. Very interested. He's managing these meetings very well. People are coming away, not full of hot air, but they're saying we were listened to. And far for me to be congratulating the government after just 6 months and before their first budget, but they're on the right track.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Why are we kissing ass to a minister? What's wrong with us?
Well, I don't think we're paying him unnecessary recognition. I don't think it's as you say, kissing his derriere. I think it's just observing, making an observation, and the proof will always be in the details. But from the premier himself as well, they seem to be cut almost from the same cloth. Right? They're a lot of personal integrity, very common sense approach. We're not always going to agree with the appointments. We're not going to agree with some of the decisions. They're the ones who got elected, but we have to remember they were elected by the people, and they have to be accountable back to the people.
And they realize that.
Yeah, I think they got it.
They didn't get elected because of them. They got elected because of Sean Graham.
Well, there's 5 or 6 major issues that didn't pass the smell test for New Brunswickers in the 4 years prior to the September 27th election. And I think that lesson has been learned. But you know how sometimes, Charles, we forget the lessons that we learned.
Oh, yes.
And it's up to citizens, to keep their feet to the fire.
Yeah, and I think we're doing a good job at that. And it takes both. It takes 2 to tango.
Yep.
One person must listen. One person got to talk. And so far, they're doing the listening.
Yeah.
and we got to keep it that way.
Absolutely. Yeah. So indeed, I think I just encourage your viewing audience to go to these meetings, to continue to go. There's the Energy Commission is going around the province. For those who are in the energy world, it's important that they come out and put their 2 cents on the table.
Mr. Irving went there, and didn't you find it strange that Mr. Irving said that they should cut his rate 50%? And wasn't that the same deal that was with NB Power in Quebec?
Yeah, there's a lot of consistencies in those arguments, for sure.
Okay, part 3.